Hey guys, this is Sean from Group E Team 1, and I'm going to be presenting you with the Focus Online Course Management System. So this is our splash screen once you visit the main page. And let's go ahead and log in over here. Alright, so let's start off with our admin account here, which is the default admin account. So let's log in. And here you see we have a lot of information present. We have a list of their courses for that instructor. They can create a course, they can create an instructor because this is an administrator's account, and they can view their profile. So let's go in here and set our name, Greg Baker, save. And as you can see at the top right, that saves instantly right away, and it updates instantly as well. Let's go ahead and create a course now, Compute 470, and all we need to do to populate our course with students is enter a list of emails that are comma delimited. Perfect. And as you can see, our course has appeared now in real time, just as our profile updated in real time earlier. So as you can see, when we click on our course page, we have a lot of information present. We have a list of the current students, we have the ability to add students, and we have our functionality. So we have quizzes, class participation, file management, attendance. But for now, let's go ahead and move back to the main page. So when we're at the main page, an administrator can create an instructor's account. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And our admin's email account will be herbert@sfu.ca. So let's create that, and let's log out now and log back into the account we just created. Alright, so again, our login is our email that we just created, herbert@sfu.ca, and I have the password here. Okay, so now we're logged in, and this is the instructor, so you can see he cannot create a course, but let's set his name and his profile. Great, so as you can see, that updates in real time at the top right, and let's go ahead and update his password too. Oh no, that's too short here. So what we do here is we prevent bad input by forcing the user to create a password that's secure enough for the system. So let's go ahead and fix this, and that should be good. Let's save this. There we go. So let's go back to the main page now, and let's create a course, Computing 475, and let's enter a list of students. So there's our default student here, and let's enter a second one, Tony@sfu.ca. Oh no, so as you can see, I've made a mistake in my input when I was entering the list of students, and it tells me that. So let's go ahead and fix this mistake here. So, oh, I did a comma, so sfu.ca, and I need to add a comma between emails, so let's add that in here, and let's click create. Awesome, so our course appears instantly, as we're used to. Let's go in there. Oh, and we see here our students. I don't actually want Tony in the course, so let's add someone else, so I can remove him from the course with a single click of a button. And let's add David@sfu.ca. Great, so these are the two students I want in the course so far. I got them in there. And this concludes the accounts portion of our instructor user interface. So now, with this conclusion, let's head to the students interface. And here we go. So let's log in with our student account here. This is our iOS interface. So our email is sean@sfu.ca. Okay. And our password is, there we go. Now done. Let's click login over here. And great, so now we're logged in. And we have a few options here. We can log out, we can edit our profile, and we can view our courses. So, concluding the accounts portion, let's edit our account here. So we can change our password here, or we can set a new name. Again, this can be changed depending on what the actual school wants in terms of variables that the student can edit. So let's go back. Let's head back to the instructor's interface now, and we'll come back to the iOS interface later. So, getting back to the instructor's interface here, where we left off was at our course page. So now let's head to one of our course features and let's do quizzes here. It's first on the list. Let's do quizzes. So here you can see we have some information present. We have a list of quizzes. Obviously there's nothing in the list right now, but the kind of information we display is there: name, the total mark, the date it was updated, etc. So let's go ahead and create a quiz. Let's call this quiz number 1. And this is going to be out of a total of, let's say 5 marks. And let's make this quiz do 2014, July. How about today? No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow sounds good. So 2014. Now, first question. Let's think of who is Napoleon. That's a good question. Question's worth 1 mark, and I want to make my answer A. Actually, you know what? I don't like this question. Let's change it up a bit. Let's say, what nationality is Napoleon? So obviously that answer is French, so I've selected the first checkbox, so that indicates that the first text box will be my answer. Let's go American, Persian. No, Persian's not a nationality. Let's go Canadian and British. Just to move things along here, let's get towards the end of this portion of the quiz creation. So let's save our quiz now, and we should get a message indicating quiz created. Great. And now let's go back. Click OK, and it takes us back. Great. So here's our information filled out. The quiz has been created. So we have 2 other options here. We can edit our quiz, or we can delete it. Let's go ahead and edit that. So we can change the name of the quiz or the due date, and just click edit. It'll take us back. Great. Or we can delete the quiz, but let's not do that. So at this point, let's head back to the students interface. So returning to the students interface on iOS, we're already logged in and we have the options of logging out, editing our profile, or viewing our courses. Let's go ahead and click view our courses. So at this screen, we're presented with the list of the courses that the student is currently enrolled in. And within these courses is information related to the course and this particular student. So in this circumstance, we have Computing 475 and 471. Let's go ahead and select Computing 475 so we can play with some of the features involved with our software. Now at this screen, we're presented with navigation of our actual application. And this navigation has our 4 primary functionalities, which are always available to the student, so they have quick access to these functions. Now navigating to the quiz functionality allows us to see the quizzes the student has for this class. So he has two quizzes, quiz 1 and quiz 2. Let's do the quiz with the earlier due date. So this quiz is quiz number 1 for a total of 50 points. And it's due on August 23rd. So let's go ahead and start this one. Okay, so we have 30 minutes to finish this quiz. Here we go. So let's run through this. Herbert. What is the capital of Canada? Let's say Ottawa. Alrighty. And when is Computing 475? 5:30. And it's worth noting that each time we select an item, that item is sent to the server. So if the student does lose connectivity, there is still a persistent storage method happening on the back end. And computing architecture, let's change that answer, even though it's still wrong. And so let's click submit. So our quiz has been submitted. And now let's check our quiz again. So we have a total of 30 of a possible 50 points. So we got 30 out of 50. And if we try to take this quiz again, it will tell us the quiz has expired, which is to be expected. Now let's navigate back to the instructor's workstation. So back at the instructor's workstation, we're at the file management functionality. So we have the option of uploading a file, and it'll also display the files that are associated with this class. Select the class at the top left is Computing 475. So let's go ahead and upload a file here. We're at my desktop. Let's find some interesting file on here. So let's scroll down. So keep scrolling. There we go. This looks interesting. this is an image file. Let's upload this. So select the file and click upload. Now as you can see in real time, it uploads down below. Now let's see what this file is exactly. And let's click on this. So this is not okay, this is an interesting image, but this isn't exactly what I wanted. So let's go back. Let's delete this and let's upload a different image. So let's find the one I want. Scroll down. And this looks like the one. So let's upload it again. And let's view this image once again just to verify that this is what I want. And indeed, this is the image that I wanted to upload. So let's get back and let's upload some more files. Alright, so we have uploaded Project Deliverable 3 and 4 for Computing 475. And let's have the student, well, let's first look at one of these. Alright, yeah, so this is exactly what we expected, a PDF file. And we're going through it, and this looks like a normal file. Right, and let's get this to the students now, because what's important to us is to disseminate this information to the students. So let's switch over to the iOS side of things. Now, coming to our iOS interface here, we see that there are a number of files here. So we have an image file and a couple of PDF files, and we can download them. Scrolling back up, we can see that each file has a name, a date that was uploaded, the type of the file, and the actual size of the file. So let's go ahead and download Project Deliverable 4. Let's go ahead and download Project Deliverable 4. This is what we want. Alrighty. So now let's click download. And here we go. So the PDF file is opened, just as we saw on the instructor's front end. Same PDF file, and now the student can view it. So returning back to the instructor side of things, here we have the attendance feature. And we can see that we have a number of different things going on in this feature. So we have the actual ability to initiate attendance through the Start Attendance button. And on the right side of that we have stats, which will return real-time statistics based on the attendance that's being taken at that time. And then on the left side we also have view attendance, so we can view the attendance of different students. And we can modify this attendance below. Alright, let's note that these two students here, they both have a status of 1, meaning they're both in class. Let's say we know the student skipped class. He came in, checked in, and left. I want to add it to 0. So let's change that to 0 and click save. And note that view attendance also changes in real time. So we've had an instantaneous update in our interface, which has been the norm thus far in our application. So let's also test another functionality now. Let's test the initiate attendance functionality. So let's just go ahead and click start attendance. And note that for this purpose, it's currently only 15 seconds, so we can demonstrate it quickly. And then you can also note that the pin's been generated below. So I've checked in a student, and when we click get stats, we can see that we now have a total of 1 student checked in. And you can note that the timer is now run out. And do note that the pin is generated a 4-digit random number. So let's return to iOS now and see what the student experiences when they use the attendance feature. So here's the normal attendance screen for our student, and the student is now at an unlocked page, and it says they have never signed in before. So let's go ahead and sign in the student. So you can see the submit button, and there's the pin button where the input goes. So now we have the status locked. So the time expired and the student not checking. Let's go to history, and it has marked this as absent. Do note that we have filters up at the top, allowing students to easily filter whether or not they want present information or absent information. And this information is presented in a chronological order. Now returning back to the check-in, here we have status unlocked again. And now do note that last checked in is now updated. So this is persistent data that's being stored. More on this later. So let's go ahead and check in here. So let's enter our pin here. Let's insert 5675. And that's not the right pin. Okay, so that's an invalid pin. Let's give this another shot. I think I just entered that wrong. So let's go ahead and give this one more shot here. And I think the pin is 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's submit. And if you do note here, it's checked us in now, and it gets given a timestamp to us. And if we go to history, we note that it's also marked as it's present. So what's interesting about our history is that it is storing persistent information. So if you do lose data connectivity, you will still have access to all of your information, which is handy in case a student does not have internet access at that time and they want to view their information. So do note it's still checked in, and until the next day, it'll remain checked in, until the professor opens up attendance check-in once again. Now let's return to the instructor's interface and explore the class participation feature. Here, instructors can ask their students questions instantaneously. So let's ask a question here. What is the prerequisites of computing 475? So let's say computing 275 or computing 125, and let's select the right answer here. And do note that there can be multiple correct answers. You can add another answer and remove it. And now we've added it, do note that the right answer is checked, and it's there. Let's add another question here. What is the best kind of music? So let's have classical, jazz, and let's add another field. Let's add rap as a possible answer. And let's mark classical as the right answer here. So, and let's say we want to remove that one. Let's say we want to remove the previous question. We can do that. And that concludes our presentation. We'd like to thank you for listening, and we'll open up to any questions at the end of this presentation. Thank you.